Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Lectures and Labcoats. My name is Sparks and I will be your lovely lab-coated lecturing Let's Player for today. Yesterday I released a video which was talking about the snapshot on the stained glass, and I'd made this little demo project which surprisingly people really liked. It's sort of a dimmable and undimmable tinting window, and I had the Reddit seemed quite interested, and I've had a request to do a tutorial on this, so I shall. And I've also had a request to make survival versions of this, which I've also done. I won't be showing you how to build these in this video, but this world will be available for download, and you can have a look at yourself if you're interested. So this is my first design, which just sort of swaps the window out. You could recess this if you wanted to. It might look a bit better, I'm not sure. Up to you. And that uses... I mean, you can probably work out how to build this yourself if you're clever. That's a sticky piston, that is a regular piston. Sticky, regular, and it's basically just swaps the two glass blocks over. This one over here is another design I came up with, which might fit into a wall a little better than that one, but you can still see the stained glass on either side of the regular glass when it flips. So slightly reduced viewing angle there, but it basically uses sort of an extended T flip-flop, and as a result of this you can actually power the contraption from anywhere along that line, which is quite neat. You know, you can have several buttons that all work. So yeah, if you want to work out how to build those, or you want to fiddle around with them, you can download that in the description. We're going to be looking at building this today though. Before we get started, one thing to bear in mind, we're going to be using command blocks with relative coordinates. So that's a tilde symbol, is relative. And one thing to remember with this is that obviously you have to specify the relative x, y and z of the block you want to place. So that indicates how far left or right, up or down, forwards or backwards the block is from the command block. My window is facing west. You can see it says west here. And my contraption, my redstone, is running north. So if you have your window facing in another direction, your relative coordinates might be different. For instance, my Z changes by 3 blocks for every, like each of these blocks sets a different color for the window. And if I'm running in this direction, which means that my Z is changing by 3. If you're running that direction, your Z would be changing by -3. If you were running in that direction, your X would be changing. So bear that in mind. You may have to use slightly different relative coordinates to me unless your window is facing west and your contraptions are going north, or the redstone line is running north from your window. So just bear that in mind. I'm just going to get myself ready and then we can start this tutorial. Okay everybody, let's get started building this. So for those of you who do not know how to get a command block, you need to make sure that cheats are allowed, and you do give your name followed by 137, which is the code for a command block. So that's the only way to get it, really. Okay, so as I said, we'll be using relative coordinates for this design. So it's very simple to start this down below, directly underneath. Makes sense. I'm just going to put it 7 blocks below the window pane it represents. So we're going to do these sort of blocks of 4, because there are 4 panes. You could do any shape you want, really, but I'll be doing 2 like so. And we need a way to power these command blocks. So we're going to go with repeaters on either side, set to 1 tick. So just place them down and we'll join those with redstone. The reason we're doing it on 2 sides is because we're going to have a row of these. The next one will be, will be here, and we power them from left to right to dim it, and from right to left via the other side to re-brighten the window. So that's the reason for that. So the command we will be using is this: set block. Then we give the relative coordinates. There's no change in x. Our change in y is 7 because I put it 7 blocks below the pane, and there's in this case no change in z because it's directly underneath. And then we give the ID. So a glass pane, a pure glass pane, has an ID of 102. So that's that. If we just go up here and clear these panes a second, and then power this command block, we should find that the glass pane has appeared. So that's a way of checking it's in the right place. And now we can copy this across using Control A to select it all and Control V to paste. The commands will probably be similar in Mac. And that's basically that first lot done. If we were to power those, all 4 glass panes should appear in the right place. That's a good way of checking because they're all 7 blocks relative. For the next line, which will be joined up in just the same way with a 1-tick repeater delay like so, we can paste that back in. That's not right. There we go. Now we have an offset. In my case, the Z is changed by 3 because this tiling pattern, we go 1, 2, 3. So it's a sort of a 3 wide pattern. And as I said before, if you have a coordinate difference, if you're going in a different direction, that might be -3, or that might stay at blank, and this might be 3 or -3. So play around with them. We also need to change this number here. 102 is only for clear glass. We're now going to change that to 160, which is a white stained glass pane. So power that block just to check it's appearing in the right place, and yep, we have a white stained glass pane there. So that's very good. We're going to repeat this, and there's going to be one more slight change for this one over here. Again, we're joining these up with a 1-tick repeater there. Whoops. And redstone dust. In this case, this number has changed from 3 to 6. Did I not copy the offset of 3 to these? Oh, I haven't pasted them yet. Okay, make sure that you have that command with an offset of 3 copied to all of those. This one is the same, but it has an offset of 6, and we also now need to specify the color. If you just type 160, like so, then that's just white. But if we want light grey, that has an ID of 8, so just put an 8 after the 160, like so. You can copy that, paste it to all of these, and just to speed things up a little bit here, the next one and the next one, this is going to be dark grey, so we're going to change the 6 to a 9 because we're 3 further over, and the 8 is being changed for a 7, which is a dark grey pane, and again this will be the block of 4, which you can copy all that command into all of them. And then finally for black we have the same thing, but now we have an offset of 12 because we're 3 more over, and the 8 is being replaced with 15, which is the colour of black, and once again it's a block of 4. So just copy and paste all those commands over. Okay, and once that's done, we're just going to do the wiring here. You should be able to follow this fairly easily. It's a repeating pattern. On this side, the repeaters all face away from your window, like this, and on the other side, they run in the opposite direction. So you can see here that these ones are pointing that way, and these ones are pointing that way, and that changes the order in which they are triggered to either fade from or to tinted. Then we have a redstone line running along here, which just brings that output signal over to the same space. We are going to need to put a repeater in here to strengthen the signal. Redstone runs for 15 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and a repeater. You can check that that powers them all by just putting a block there, and you can see that they're all lit up, so it's all good. We now have full glass panes there, and we're just going to continue this over to here, and we're going to put a repeater here and a redstone block here. This is just to stop the 2 lines joining, and a redstone block right here should give you full black panes there. And this is just where our toggle switch goes, so you can use any T flip-flop you like. This is a personal favourite of mine, a sticky piston facing this redstone block, and then we need to power this with a repeater. We have a sticky piston facing upwards here, which is a pulse limiter with a block on top, and then that's your input right there. So anywhere along this line you can attach your button. If I just stick a button here, you can see that it pulls that block back and it switches which side of these are being powered. So we're on dark stain, and it switches it to bright and back to dark, and then basically you're done. You just need to choose where you want your button to go. I put mine up here, and it's just a case of connecting your button up to that redstone input line, which is fairly easy to do. if you're not a Butterfingers like me. There we go. And just connecting that up, and we're done. So that's the Tintable window design. If you don't want the block placed spam in your text field, you can do game rule command block output false, which will turn that off, and now if I press this button it doesn't spam our chat anymore, which is useful. So that's basically it for the design. Thank you very much to the people who requested that, and yeah, if you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below, and if you have any requests for things you'd like to see me design or build or do tutorials for, let me know. Thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for requesting, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.